Hi, I'm Maria from Crochet A to Z and welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. If you have, thank you all for being here. Today I want to show you this really cool stitch. I really like this stitch. But then again, like I said, I like them all. So with this stitch, it's called the Boho Lemons stitch. And I love that name, the Boho Lemon stitch. And it's really a cool stitch. It's easy to make, and I'm going to just show you how easy it really is. You can make a lot of things with this. If you wanted to make a sweater with it, you could. Afghans, all kinds of size blankets, shawls, a lot of things you could make with this, and I really love it. You could even make a bag with this. It would be pretty as a bag. So, and it's really easy, and I'm going to show you just again how easy it is to make. So why don't we get started? For this video tutorial and this particular stitch, you have to do a chain of multiples of 2. 2 plus 2 plus 2 until you get to your desired width, and then you add a 1. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, then add a 1. So we're going to get started, and again, it's called the Boho Lemons stitch, and I'm going to show you just how easy this is to make. And this was made with the Lion brand yarn. I love Lion brand, so I did make it with that yarn. And I'm also going to use a yellow because, you know, I'm talking lemons, so why not use a yellow for this tutorial? So what I did was I chained 24 plus 1. And this is my working chain. These are my chains, the V's, and your slip knot is in the end. So what you're going to do is you're going to chain from the second, you're going to go into the second chain from the hook, and you're going to do a single crochet. And we're going to single crochet right across. Now, if you don't want to watch me do these single crochets, you can skip forward. That's fine. For those of you that are just starting out, and you want to watch the whole tutorial of the single crochets and you've never done them before, or you're following along with me, I do go at a pace that makes it easy for you to follow along. I like to be able to do that so it makes it comfortable for all levels of crochet people that are out there. So we're going to do, like I said, a single crochet right across, and I chose this really nice bright yellow yarn because it's called Boho Lemons. But you don't have to use, as you can see here, that's why I wanted to do it in a different yarn, because I wanted to do it in a different yarn because I wanted you to see that it doesn't have to be a yellow yarn, but why not for this tutorial? So we're going to crochet right across, like I said, the second chain from the hook, and we're going to crochet single crochets. Single crochets, if you've never done them before, you're going to go in to the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Go into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is what we're going to do right across. And this is, like I said, it looks, this is another one of those stitches that looks really hard, but once you learn it, and once you start learning it and you keep going, it's like, oh, okay, this is easy. So, like I said, we did a single crochet right across. And I think it's a really fun stitch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to repeat that again. So we're going to go into the first one. The chain 1 counts as nothing, and we're going to do a single crochet right across. And this is really nice. If you can see that right there. Now this stitch is chains, single crochets, and puff stitch. We've done the puff stitch on some of the other stitches that I've shown. So, but we're going to go over it for anybody that missed those tutorials on the other stitches that used puff, or, you know, we're going to go over it, and you're going to be fine that the puff stitch is very easy. I just want to make this so it's easy to, and that's what we're doing. So that's your second row of single crochet after your chains. So you're having one row of single crochet, a second row of single crochet, and you're going to do a third row of single crochets. So there will be 3 rows of single crochets. I love the name of this stitch too, the Boho Lemons. So it's really a cute name. I'm going to pull that over. And you're going to make sure that you get every one of these and do your single crochets. So now you're going to chain 1. And you're going to do another row of single crochets. Chain 1 does not count as anything. You're going to go right into that first stitch, and you're going to make your single crochets. My watch keeps tapping the table. I'm going to have to do something about that. So like I said, if you want to go forward, that's fine, and meet me with the next row that you're going to do. That's fine. But this is what we're going to do. And when you see how easy this is, you're going to say, oh, that really looked hard, but it's not. And I'm going to be doing a few things with this, and I am going to be doing a tutorial project with this stitch as well. Like I said in some of my other videos, I like to do the stitches first and show you, and then going forward, I will be doing a video tutorial project with this stitch. So here we go, and we're almost at the end. And you're going to make sure you get every stitch. Very important. And so now you did 3 rows of single crochets. You did your chains, and then you did single crochets, 3 rows. So now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to turn your work, and now once you turn your work, this counts as a double crochet. You're going to go into the next right here, and you're going to yarn over, you're going to go into that chain or single crochet, you're going to pull up a loop, you're going to yarn over, you're going to go into that single crochet, you're going to pull up a loop, you're going to yarn over, you're going to go into that single crochet, and you're going to pull up a loop, and then you're going to yarn over. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 loops on your hook. And once you yarn over, you're going to go through all 7 of those. And yes, sometimes it might be a little hard to get through. No worries. You will. Once you do that, you want to close that up with a chain 1. Always remember that. You want to close it up with a chain 1. So now you're going to skip this next stitch. You're going to skip it. You're going to go into the next one. You're going to yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop. You have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go through all of them. The secret to this stitch, not really a secret, is that you go yarn over and you go into it 3 times. Once you manage to remember that, then you're not even going to have to count you're not going to have to count what's on your hook, because you're going to know by the time, the number of times you went into this. So now again, you're going to skip that and you're going to go into the next one. You're going to yarn over, go in, 1, 2, 3. You're going to go through it. You're going to chain 1. You're going to yarn over, you're going to skip, you're going to go to the next one. 1, 2, 3. Go right through and you're going to chain 1. Yarn over, skip 1, go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through, chain 1. Yarn over, skip, do the next one. 1, 2, 3. Always remember to yarn over before you go in, and always remember that you've got to go in there 3 times, and you are golden. Always chain, you know. So now, go in here, not in here, go in here, skip that, go in here, yarn over, 1, 2, 3. And I like to chain 1. I always like to say it when I'm doing it instead of before I'm doing it. So, because this way here, you know what I'm doing. Skip 1, next one, yarn over, 1, 2, 3. And like I said, you won't have to count what's on your hook, because you're going to know how many times you yarned over and you went into the stitch. Skip 1, next one, yarn over, 1, 2, 3. Pull through all, chain 1. That really closes up that stitch. That chain 1 closes up that stitch. Skip, next one. Skip 1. Chain 1. Skip 1. Skip 1, double crochet into that very last stitch. And sometimes it's hard because I crochet very tightly, and you double crochet. So remember, you're going to have a double crochet at the beginning. You're going to have one at the end. So here's your beginning, here's your end, and here's what the stitch looks like. So I'm going to bring it to you so you can see in the 2 different colors. Really pretty. Really a pretty, pretty, pretty stitch for so many things that you can make. Like I said, a sweater, a pocketbook even. Okay, and line it, you know. Now you're going to, because you made these stitches, which are your puff stitches, now you're going to chain 1. Now this is going to be your repeats. you're going to, your repeats are your 3 single crochet rows and your puff stitch. But the only difference with these single crochet rows and this one where your puff stitch is, this is going to be, let me say this is going to be your first repeat, because this is going to start and then you're going to just repeat this over and over again. Puff stitch, the next 3 rows, puff stitch, the next 3 rows. So you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work around. You're going to go right, not into here. That's what I want to show you. Not into here. You're going to chain 1 and then you're not going to go in that first over that double crochet. You're going to go in the spots in between, right in between. So in here, you're going to do 2 single crochets. This is where it's different. And this is what you're going to do right as you go. So think of this as the beginning of your repeat. I think that's the best way to look at this. You're going to go into the next spot, 2 single crochets. And you're going to do 2 single crochets right across. In between those stitches, you're going to do 2 single crochets. So here we go. And I'm going to show you. Okay. So this is really pretty. And the single crochets really kind of do define those puff stitches. It kind of brings it out. That's why I always say single crochets are underestimated, because they are such a pretty stitch in it by themselves. Then when you add it to patterns, it's just really beautiful. I've made mittens in single crochets and they've come out gorgeous, and they're really beautiful. And depending on what kind of yarn you also use, it's just beautiful. Now I want to just mention, when you go in here, you're going to do 2 single crochets. Okay, so here it is. Now you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work. You're going to do a single crochet in that first stitch, because your chain 1 counts as nothing. And you're going to single crochet right across. So this is the second row of single crochets. This is your second row. And I want to mention that whatever it is that you make, when you end whatever project it is, always end with the single crochets so that both sides will be uniform. That is my suggestion. It just looks nicer. I've made stuff with this, and you're going to know, you're going to see what I mean when you're making it. So you don't want to end it in a puff. You want to always end it in the single crochets, and 3 rows to be exact, so that it ends it beautifully and it just looks uniformed. And what I mean by that is, say that this is the project and you end in this instead of, and that's why I did this, because I wanted you to see what I meant. So you don't end in this, you end your project with this, because it will look like the bottom of this. So that's really a good way to end. So now we'll continue to do our single crochets. And these colors that I used, I really made this pop for you, and that's what I wanted it to do. I wanted you to see the way it popped. So there. So now chain 1, row 1, row 2, another row single crochet, go right in that first stitch and make single crochet, and you're going to go right across and make your single crochet row. So again, this is your repeat. Your repeat starts with this, not here. This is, to me, this is how you started it. This is your repeats. After you do that first row of your puff stitches, then your repeat starts, because that's the one you're going to use. These are the model you'll use for the rest of whatever project you're going to make. So this is going to go right across. And this stitch is so pretty. I have some really good plans with this stitch. It's just, if only I didn't fall in love with all the stitches, but I do. Crochet is, that's how we are. We fall in love with stitches, we fall in love with yarn, and then we have to buy yarn because we just saw a nice stitch that we really like, and we're going to make something with it. We're not sure what, but that's okay because we got the stitches and we got the yarn. So, and that equals the project. So we have a nice group because we all understand how we feel about crochet. And so in the now last, you're going to make another single crochet. So now this is, think of this as, these as your first row repeats. So I put them all together in one. So your single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to start your puff. You're going to turn that around. That chain 3 does count. It is your double crochet. So now what you're going to do is you're going to skip. You're going to skip this, and you're going to go into the next one. And remember, you're going to yarn over. You're going to skip this and go in here. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Oop, I just split my yarn. That's okay. So you skip this, you go into the next one, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, go through all of them, all seven, and chain 1. Now you're going to skip this one, you're going to go into the next one, and we're going to repeat our puff stitches. Chain 1. Skip, next one. Chain 1. And see how it's going now? Yarn over, skip one, go into the next one, pull up a loop, always yarn, make sure you yarn over also, and pull through. You're going to be pulling through 7, chain 1, yarn over, skip, go in, go through, just want to get yarn over, skip one, pull through, chain 1. Yarn over, skip one, go into the next one. Pull through all 7, chain 1. Skip one, go into the next one over. Chain 1. Yarn over, skip that stitch, go into the next one, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 7, chain 1. Yarn over, skip that stitch, go into the next one, you go in, yarn over, go in again, yarn over, go in again, yarn over, go through all 7, chain 1. Yarn over, skip that stitch, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into that again, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through all 7, chain 1. Yarn over, skip that one, go into the next one. Now, when you're done with this, chain 1. You're going to skip a stitch and you're going to go into this very last one, and you're going to do a double crochet right in here. I want to show you where it is. You're going to do a double crochet. So you're going to go into that very last one and do a double crochet. Now, at the end, you have a double crochet. At this end, you have your double crochet. And this is what your stitch looks like. Now, you're going to repeat. You repeat these 3 rows of single crochets. You do your puff stitch. I love these puff stitches. They're really pretty. Now, you're going to start your single crochets, chain 1, turn your work around. You do not go into that first stitch. You go into the next one and you make a single crochet. You make another single crochet right in that same space. You're going to only be making single crochets between the spaces only. So that's what you're going to do. Only single crochets. You're going to go across and make your single crochets in between your puff stitches. Very important. In between your puff stitches, you will make your single crochets. And this formulates for you to make the 2 rows of single crochets. So this sets up the formula for the other 2 rows of single crochets. And right between those puff stitches are your 2 single crochets. And this is really, and like I said, it's an easy stitch. It just, you look at it and it's like, oh gosh, no, no. And then you say, and then you do it and it's like, oh, okay. Yes, a beginner can do this stitch. And yes, this is a nice stitch for anybody that crochets for a long time and wants a new stitch. This is a great new stitch. Right at the end here, you make your 2 single crochets right at the end. Now you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work around. And in that first single crochet, you're going to make a single crochet and you're going to do this right across. And I'm actually going to do this row, these rows with you or for you because I want you to see and you're going to do the single crochets right across. So this is, like I said, that buffers you for the next 2 rows of single crochets. I keep seeing a hair here, and then when I go to try to pull it, I can't pull it, and it's like it's driving me crazy. There we go. I don't know. Sometimes the camera makes something look, you know, where it is, and then you look and it's not exactly. So I just wanted to pull that out of there. So here we go. And it's nice and easy. Like I said, it looks harder than it really is. And it's a really fun stitch. And it's a fun name, the Boho. Boho Lemons. Okay, chain 1. Turn it around. Go right in there. That chain 1 counts as nothing in that first stitch, and you make your single crochet. And we're going to single crochet. This is your last round of single crochets. So we did single crochets, 2 between each of your puff stitches. Then we did a row of single crochets after that, and then the last row of single crochets before you start your next row of puff stitches. So here it is. And I try to position the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. I try to make it easier so that it's easy to follow. I do appreciate all your comments that you give me, because I work with those comments and try to either fix or change things. So I do that. And I thank you for all your kind comments. I really want to say thank you, and I appreciate that. So now what you're going to do is, these are your last 2 single crochets. You want to make sure you get into those as well. And you get your last 2 single crochets right in there, and you're going to get that. And I, like I said, I crochet really tightly. So now you have your puff stitches, your 3 rows of single crochets. Now you're going to start your puff stitches again. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. That counts as your double crochet. You're going to turn your work around. You're going to, this is, you're not going to go in there because that's where your double crochet is, your chain 3. You're going to skip this stitch, and you're going to go into the next stitch. You're going to yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, and pull up a loop. And my yarn is going away. And then you're going to yarn over. You're going to pull through all 7 of those, chain 1. And you're going to continue that right across. Right across, you're going to continue doing your puff stitches. So now you're going to skip this one, you're going to go into this one, and you're going to make your next puff stitch. So you're going to go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, And you'll just continue this right along, and you're going to do, your chain. And I just want to make sure I mentioned, always make sure, I'm going to pull it out so you can see it. Once you do your chain 3 and turn your work around and you skip this, you're going to yarn over, go in the next, yarn over, go in here, yarn over, go in 3 times, pull up, go through 7, and then always chain 1. And you will continue this right across, and this is what you're going to end up with. Isn't that pretty? It's just a pretty, pretty stitch. So after you do your puff stitches, you're going to do a chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to do 2 single crochets between each puff stitch. Then you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and start a single crochet right across. Then you're going to chain 1, do another single crochet right across, and then at the end you're going to chain 3, turn your work around. You're going to add this and make sure that you remember that this is your double crochet, so that counts. You're going to skip right here, and then you're going to go into the next stitch and you're going to make your puff stitch. So this is called the boho puff stitch, and I think it is really a beautiful stitch. I want to show it to you in both colors. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the boho puff stitch. This is Maria from Crochet A to Z. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. I've got some great tutorials coming up, and I'm going to be using a lot of these stitches from some great projects going forward. So again, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. Have a great day, and thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.